So thank you everyone for who made it. A few people are stuck in their points of origin because of the train strike. You know something's gonna go wrong, but you don't know what it is. So now hopefully we know. And on the other hand, some people were able to join us because they're stuck in their point of origin here. So, you win some, you lose some. Welcome to BIV Summit. And when we were planning this summit, we were like, what are we planning exactly? And we didn't know in advance, but it turned out to be a thesis-based summit. So for those of you who are not investors in the audience, a thesis is the stuff that leads you and guides you in investment decisions. And, being a thesis-based investor is what you want to tell people you are as an investor. The nice thing about this summit is that the speakers, even the entrepreneurs in the crowd, typically are giving their thesis for their field, not only about their company, but about what an investor would think, someone who plans 15 years ahead for a whole bunch of investments that aim to develop some amazing technology and unlocks, and in a whole field, what they would like to invest in, what they need to believe to invest in their startup. So I think we should, in general, I think this we'll see how it works, but I think in general we'll find out that giving your own thesis ends up making people really, recruiting people really efficiently. I am here, and so the other speakers, and I am here to recruit you and to build allies by explaining to you what our vision is and what we intend to do with your help. So, I want to start with a short pitch about what being an algorithmist is like right now and what it will be like in the year 2030. So I'll tell you a bit about the speakers and what they're going to talk about, and let's see if you can find the common thread. So we'll start with Tal Perry from Lightag, who's a single algorithmist who opened a company that he himself runs. He has a product, and he's helping other data scientists tag text. Other single data scientists and other single algorithmists. Our second speaker is Bruce, which gives tools for individual data scientists to produce value inside of a data marketplace. Our third speaker is Victor, which is a chief of the Swarm project, a project that is filled only with engineers and scientists. I think Victor is the least sciencey of them all. He's an engineer by training, and the running joke is that Swarm is his PhD. They recently started their first product team, right? That's how much it's built just by engineers and scientists, and yet it's a flagship product of the Ethereum Foundation. And is built using novel algorithmics developed only by algorithmists. Jason is building a supply chain product that's based on algorithmical libraries that do zero knowledge computation and other stuff, zero knowledge proofs and other stuff, something that you wouldn't be able to do with like a 4-person team 5 years ago. But all of a sudden the ecosystem is there because of Python and because of the open source ecosystem to be able for a small amount of people to build algorithms by themselves in small teams. And finally, we have Paul, not here yet, who is again building an algorithm-based company for allowing other algorithmists to do their job. I think you're getting my point here. The point here is that an algorithmist is getting more and more powerful. In general, if, as someone whose main training is algorithms, I can tell you, if you were trying as a single algorithmist to do a good job in the year 1990, you needed to have a whole support mechanism around you. I work, for example, I would work in Microsoft. I need engineers, and I need marketing people, and I need people to print the CDs and to develop all the software and to explain to people what it's good for and press relations and so on. You move onwards to the year 2010, you deploy on the internet, you ship on the internet, you update on the internet. You don't need a DevOps team because you can work on the cloud. A single algorithmist with a small support group is going to do fine. And we're seeing this now. In the year 2020 or 2030, we're going to, I think, see free-range algorithmists and free-range algorithms, meaning a single algorithmist can do a whole thing. They can write the code, deploy it on on the blockchain, on the Ethereum network, which will hopefully be scalable by then, and the thing would just run by itself. It would pay marketers in order to do their marketing work, and other than that, the thing runs and deploys and so on. And you can see that by Bitcoin. Bitcoin was started by, as far as we know, one person, one anonymous person, who only communicated online to a group of people who don't even know who they are, who Satoshi is, and still they managed to create an economy of some hundreds of billions of dollars. What the hell is going on over there? One single algorithmist doing only algorithmic innovation, some basic coding, created a whole field. This is because of the unreasonable power of algorithmists. The friction is decreasing, and imagine deploying a current system without using the blockchain. Like it would take a whole army of people, like a state. Imagine now what a low-friction deployment system like this will do for marketplaces, for social networks, for B2B collaborations, and so on. So I'm thinking the single algorithmist is getting more and more stronger and stronger, and will end up being like this. And luckily, so I remember when I was talking to my students back in Tel Aviv University, they would tell us, why are you teaching us algorithms? This was the year 2000, I didn't have a good answer. The answer was like, we think it's important, if you go to Google, they use big data and algorithms, and you really need to write scalable code. By now, no one asked this question. By now, my students have their answer, which is, now scalability is everything, and you can be a superhero by yourself. So this is what we're going to see today, a bunch of algorithmic innovation. And single algorithmists doing amazing work. One note, there's a Trello board for the summit that you can freely post on and read by yourself. It's at tiny.cc/BIV, and I, for example, put some of my notes over there, and you're welcome to put anything you want on that Trello board. And without further ado, we'll have Tal, which will kick us off.